Ghetto.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's vlog. I'm making a very early start. I am heading to CEX firstly with the copy of Mr. Nuts. Just realised I'm shouting Mr. Nuts in the middle of the street. But yeah, I'm taking my copy of Mr. Nuts on the SNES back, a failed CEX lottery. I was in the local area anyway for an appointment, so we're going to fly to CEX real quick, couple of charity shops. If I find anything, as usual, I will let you guys see it. But yeah, it's going to be a very stacked week. There's loads to be cracking on with, so let's get it done.
As you can see, I'm back from returning Mr. Nuts to CEX. As soon as I did that, I placed another order for a game which has become very expensive actually. But we utilised those vouchers and some of the vouchers that we found last week from the car boot. So hopefully we're going to have a nice CEX lottery coming on this week's vlog, which, yeah, fingers crossed we're going to be winning that CEX lottery because it's a game that I'm really excited to add to my collection, all being well. You might be thinking this is quite formal, right? This is a more formal setting. This is the usual Wednesday setting, not where I usually film for these vlogs, but everything's still set up from the Stafford County Toy Fair video that I did last week. As usual, the room's a mess. I've still got to put everything back together, but it was easy for me to sit here and film. Plus, I've got a lot of things that I want to say. I've got a huge live and channel update, so yeah, I've got quite a few things that I want to say. So let's get into that before we kick on with all the usual shenanigans that we get up to on these vlogs, the room improvements, game hunting, and all the other good stuff that's going to be coming on this episode. So, without further ado, myself and of course Mrs. Retro Ghetto, we've got some fantastic news that we want to share. We are due to be having another baby, so yeah, we're absolutely delighted. We've already got Retro Ghetto Jr. of course, so now we need a new name, right? Let me know in the comments, what can we call this new baby? Like maybe Baby Ghetto? Ghetto baby? I don't know. But obviously we are absolutely delighted with this news, and it's quite funny actually, because if you take these vlogs way back to when I found the Maximum Carnage at CEX and I managed to get it for the unboxed price, I came home that day from Nottingham with this game in my hand, like dead happy, big smile on my face, and you know, the missus was like, oh, what are you so happy about? And I started to tell her, and she was so like impatient as I was telling her about how happy I was about the game and all this stuff that she doesn't really care about. She went, I'm pregnant. So that kind of stopped me in my tracks. Nobody cared. Easy for me to say. Nobody cared about Maximum Carnage at that point, right? It's safe to say that I stopped talking about my SNES collection at that point. And yeah, we are both absolutely delighted. Little man, RG Jr., bless him, he's always said that he wanted like a little brother or sister. So here's his reaction to him finding out what we were going to be having. What does that mean, bro? It's a boy! Are you gonna have a brother?
It's all in the hedge. Wow! I knew it was gonna be a boy.
Yes! So yeah, as you can see, he's over the moon, bless him, that we're going to be having another little boy. So there's going to be 2 more little boys. There's going to be a lot of testosterone in this house in a few years' time. But yeah, what an absolute blessing. We're delighted, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, right? And with me filming these vlogs now, there'll be elements of that journey that we'll be able to sort of go through on these vlogs. And yeah, we're both just really excited about what's to come. And now you guys know why I've been so keen on getting the 2.5 emptied, right? As you can imagine, Mrs. Retro Ghetto has told me quite a few times, daily, that we need to get that room cleared so that we can turn it into a nursery for the new baby. And yeah, man, it's still sinking in, to be honest. So that life update kind of takes me now into my channel update. So going into the start of 2023, I've never been that guy, right? I've never been the new year, new me. I'm only going to eat greens and work out every day. I've never been that guy, but something inside me this year kind of said, right, you're going to give it your everything. I've loved YouTube. I've been doing it now 3 years. And when I started, it was very much a hobby. Then it became a passion. And if I'm being honest, I think I'm at a point now where I genuinely think it's a calling. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, was to start YouTube. And I don't think I've ever committed myself to anything like I've committed myself to this channel. And yeah, so going to the start of this year, I was determined to give it everything I had, and I've done so, believe me. So getting out 2 videos a week, it's taken a lot, it's taken everything. I couldn't have given more than what I've given. This isn't me moaning, because I love it. I love every part of it, and if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't be sat here and I wouldn't be doing it. But obviously when you have these sort of like life-changing moments, like finding out that we're going to be having another little baby, it makes you take stock, it makes you reevaluate things, it makes you think. And whilst I'm so proud of everything that we've done here at the Retro Ghetto, and I say we because without you guys watching, liking, and all that good stuff, there would be no channel. So I'm so proud of everything that we've done, but the way that my life is right now is not sustainable. I can't continue going forwards doing what I've been doing for the last 6 months, having like 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, and yeah, I've been spreading myself so thinly in other areas to really sort of do everything I can to get the best content out twice a week. I think I've done over 50 videos already this year, over an hour a week of content, which I'm hoping you guys enjoy. And yeah, I've loved it, and I'm so proud of what we've been able to achieve just this year alone. But I don't think it's necessarily sustainable going forwards. It's been very difficult. Ultimately, my current workload just isn't sustainable long term. As I say, not getting much sleep, never stopping, never having a day off. As much as I love the output, it's not something that I can continue to do for years and years down the line. But I don't want to stop either of the videos. I love the Wednesday videos. I love that I get that creativity. I love that I can use my newfound passion for editing to really make a product that I can be proud of, and make a video about any given subject or event, and you know, really give it my everything. And the vlogs, I absolutely love the vlogs. I love that, and if anything, you guys inspire me to do more, because it kind of gives me that kick up the backside to think, right, let's do this in the game room, let's go out and do that. And yeah, I love putting the vlogs together. It's so much fun, but both of which are incredibly time consuming. To make 2 videos a week and over an hour a week, as I say, it takes a hell of a lot of time. And but I don't want to give either up. If anything, I want to grow the channel. I want to get bigger and better. I've got massive plans for this channel. I've got plans for episodes and things down the line, which, yeah, I just can't wait to bring to fruition and to show to you guys. So this is something I've put a lot of time and effort into over the last few weeks and months, and decided that now is the right time. And if you guys want to support the channel even further to ensure the longevity and the growth of the channel, you can now do so via Patreon. You can now become part of the Ghetto Gang. I really wanted to ensure that I was giving you guys something more. So involved with becoming a gang member, you'll get so many benefits which will just basically give you a bit more from the content that you're currently getting. All Ghetto Gang members will have their name on every single episode. You will get early access to all the videos. So on the occasion that I manage to get a video complete, let's say for example on a Monday and it doesn't go live until Wednesday, you'll be able to access that a couple of days early. You'll also have exclusive access to Ghetto Gang merchandise, including t-shirts and whatever it is that you guys want, because being a part of the Ghetto Gang means that you get an influence, you get a real say. You'll be able to vote on polls for things like which games that I play next, potentially even like which games that I buy over other games. And one of the things that I'm really excited to offer to gang members has come off the back of one of my most requested video series, and that is the games to invest in. What I'm going to be doing is finding more and more games which I think will be going up in value, and Ghetto Gang members will have first access to those. I'll be making you guys aware of the games I think will be going up in value, so that you can then make your own decision as to whether you want to buy it or not. And yeah, I just really want to create like a community and a place where we can sort of share more things and share things that are going on behind the scenes. And as I say, it's just for those people that really want to go the extra mile to support the channel. Those of you that are already supporting through viewership, through subscription and liking and everything, and just watching, is massively appreciated. Nothing's going to be changing. It was imperative to me that when I set this up, nothing was going to be hidden behind like paywalls or anything like that. If you're currently watching 2 videos a week, you're still going to get 2 videos a week. Nothing's going to change. I appreciate that not everybody has either the desire to become a gang member. I just heard that out loud. It was imperative for me that going forwards, those of you that want to watch, you don't want to support via becoming a gang member, you don't have the necessarily means to do so, I don't want anything to be detracted for you. The videos will remain hopefully going forwards on a Wednesday and a Sunday. It's just that those that do want to go the extra mile to support the channel, those will just be getting added benefits. So I think fantastic news, right? I'm really hoping that you guys can get behind me, get behind the channel, and let's take it to a next level. Let's grow as my family is growing. And yeah, man, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Obviously, the link will be in the description box below. Let's crack on with the rest of the vlog. I've got a lot to do. Let's get it done.
Okay, so it's the same day, it's almost 11 o'clock in the evening, and I've not done a lot in this room. I've only just sat down, I've caught up with the Nintendo Direct, which, meh. I might even play a bit of Zelda tonight, take it into the wee hours of the morning, because that's where I'm at right now, right? If I play a game, it's on very much borrowed time. But yeah, I really want to get through Zelda. Somebody recently asked me my thoughts on it, and I could speak for hours about that game, and to try and be concise, in many ways it's one of the greatest games I've ever played, but my relationship with it has been very up and down because there's so much to do, it's almost overwhelming. It's almost led to me feeling guilty because I've got such a backlog growing as a result of that game, and games that I want to play, that I've now got to that point where I'm just sort of trying to get through the game now, rather than getting distracted by everything. I'm trying to just do the main missions and get through it, but that's not the way to play it. I'm going to end up finishing the game having barely scratched the surface. I'll finish the storyline, and I know that there's still so much more that this game has to offer, and like I say, it's everything I want in a game, but it's almost too good for me at this time of my life. I don't have 200-300 hours to commit to it. I wish I'd had this game when I was a 13-year-old, right, going into the summer holidays from school, and I had nothing to do but scratch my backside and play this game for 6 weeks straight. But yeah, definitely first world problems, but all in all, a fantastic game. It's just difficult at this time in my life to put the amount of time into it that it deserves, to be honest. But anyway, I'm planning on waking up really early in the morning, so definitely team no sleep tonight. Because I want to go to that midweek car boot again. I'm well aware that my luck's not going to keep coming in, right? We've had 2 successful car boot hunts. Will it be 3? I don't know, but I'm going to keep riding this wave until something puts me off. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on where we're at and what we're going to be doing on this vlog prior to me going to that car boot in the morning. So you guys know the drill by now. It's always a mess in here when we start the vlog, and if anything, it's even more of a mess. Because obviously I've been making videos and, you know, all sorts of other stuff going on in here. We're going to get all this done this week. So we're going to lock in the changes of the shelves. I'm going to the car boot really early. I'm not going to do what I did last week and hang about and go charity shops after. We're going to come straight home. We're going to crack on with this. I need to get this unit put on the wall. I need to get all the shelving layout sorted out so all these games can be put on the wall. On the shelves. We've got a couple of SNES games that need to go onto the Super Nintendo wall itself. And I've got a couple of parcels here, which one's a gift that I just can't wait to show you guys. One is something very different for the channel, but I think it's going to be entertaining. I'm somewhat apprehensive about it, I'll be honest, but that again is something that we'll get to after tomorrow's car boot. The Wii U games are still sat here from these guys, which hopefully I'll be finding a forever home for as well. So there's so much to be cracking on with just in this room alone. I could probably spend 2 or 3 days just trying to get it right, but I'm going to try and blast it out after the car boot tomorrow. I just wanted to touch base. Next time you see me, I'll be at the car boot. If I look like I've had the evening with Snoop Dogg, I've not been that lucky. It's hay fever, man. It's killing me this year. Look at my eyes. Nonetheless, I'm going to go and walk around a field in the sun tomorrow. But yeah, man, let's hope we can continue on this good luck that we've been having with car boots, and I'll see you bright and early. Well, early anyway.
Retro Ghetto.
It's a 60-mile-an-hour road. You're doing 35. I didn't wake up at 5 in the morning for this. Come on, with your Prius, put some batteries in it. Let's go, let's go. Okay, so I'm here, finally. The only thing smooth about this journey has been the radio. Yeah, it's been one of them journeys. I got stuck behind a Prius, stuck behind a cake van, of all things. The cash machine didn't have any money in it. I spilt water in the worst place possible on my shorts, which looks like I got very excited at the car boot fair. But yeah, we're here now. I'm pretty much here at the same time as I was last week, and I managed to find some stuff. I was hoping to get here a bit earlier this week, but it seems like there's less cars, so I don't know if that's a positive thing or not, but yeah, man, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm here significantly smaller than it was last time. Looks like it's less than half the amount of sellers, but it might be because it's early, it might be because it's been raining the last few days. Obviously we're here now, see what we can find. It might just be that once we go around, we'll end up having a bit of a break, let people set up, see if more people turn up, but yeah, man, let's see what we can find. So we found one guy that had games and it was all bottom of the barrel, scraping, sports games, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He had one game I asked about, Rampage on the Wii, CX select for £1.50. I asked him how much, he said £2. I said, would you take £1? Looked at me like I'd slapped his mum. So yeah, pretty much sums up today's car boot experience, I think. Well, it's looking like a bust, guys, and I don't think it's worth waiting for people setting up because there's so many people hovering around tables that are being set up. It probably wouldn't be worth my time waiting because, as I say, the usual flies to shit scenarios happening with new sellers. So we might have to call this one a bust. We'd had a good run. I've got so much to be doing at 3.0 anyway that getting an early start, coming for a nice walk in the fresh air, that's how I'm looking at it. Get me going for the day. Let's go and do some work.
Retro Ghetto.
And back in the 3.0 after what was a nice countryside walk this morning, right? That's how we're looking at it. So, as always, let's get tidied up before we can do anything else, right? Right, so I've tidied up everything that I can right now. It still looks somewhat of a mess, but everything that can be put in situ has been. So now it's a case of cracking on. I wanted to update you guys. I said I would from last week's car boot finds, the consoles. CEX took the Xbox 360, which was fantastic after we fixed the ejecting disc tray issue. Surprisingly though, the Wii was rejected. It's actually got a parental lock on it. It's not something I've ever come across before on a Wii. I don't know if you can take it off. I've not had a chance to look into it. So let me know in the comment section if you know how to get rid of a parental lock on a Nintendo Wii. Otherwise, this is pretty much useless and we'll get rid of it. But right, first job to crack on with is getting this on the wall. So we're going to be adding to this row of units up here. We're going to be putting it there. I can't remember exactly how I did the last ones. It's been a little while. These are hollow walls, so I think I just used little like my hollow wall studs. And obviously I don't really need to do too much measuring. It's just going to literally sit underneath that one, fixed to it parallel. So yeah, let's crack on with that. Done. And strangely, for a DIY project I've done, I'd say it's pretty much perfect. Can't ask for much more than that. So yeah, very rare that I do something and I only have to drill once. Never claimed to be a DIY expert, but yeah, I think it looks really good. It doesn't affect the seating position for anybody sitting there, which is what we wanted. And it just gives me a little bit more shelf space. And I was never happy with that area anyway, as much as I was hugely appreciative of my man Rob gifting me this. It was never a permanent solution for that space there, so I just think it works really well. I do of course have a shelf. I don't know if I'll be using the shelf at this time because I'm probably going to put something big in it. But yeah, all I want to do now is experiment because there's so many things that I thought could go in there. We've got those figures up there, we've got those figures there. The Mortal Kombat masks, I don't think they'll fit, but yeah, there's so many different things I want to try, but there's too many other things to be cracking on with, so we'll get back to that later. It's time to sort the shelves out so I can get all this mess off the floor. The other option is, do I put my Nintendo Switch games in there? Obviously I've got a shelf. With Switch games being so small, I could theoretically fit quite a lot in there. Maybe even my collector's editions that are currently scattered around the room. Leave Sagat and Ryu. Anyway, I need to stop thinking about this. Honestly, my brain's going 100 miles an hour as to what we could do with this newfound space, but I've got to crack on with this. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to start at the easiest place to start with Super Nintendo games. So these are what we picked up on my birthday trip at the fantastic Game Shack. So best of the best. Unfortunately isn't the best of the best in my collection, so that's going to be sitting there. UN Squadron obviously is going to have to take its rightful spot with the other shmups. However, it's not that easy to create space anymore. Like, which of these games can be sacrificed? That's kind of where we're at. Beavis and Butthead, which is a relatively valuable game, but I'm not the biggest Beavis and Butthead fan. In fact, I'm not a fan at all, really. It wasn't really my thing. And also the box art couldn't be better, right? So for now, at least, Beavis and Butthead's being demoted. We'll push all of these along. I think we'll put UN Squadron there. yeah, so he's in place. And then that takes me to Stunt Race FX that was kindly donated to me by Gordon at Gib84 Gaming. I have taken a couple of pieces out of this, I swapped my manual. This also had a poster and the precautions booklet, which my copy didn't have, so very kind of you, Gordon. This Gordon actually told me I could trade this into CEX, and this is definitely tradable as boxed. It's got the it's got everything in here that you'd need. But I'd rather pass this on in kindness, so I'll be doing a giveaway on this. I'll let you guys know at the end of the video what you need to do to potentially win a nice box copy of Stunt Race FX. Okay, that takes me nicely on to getting the Mega Drive shmups put away. These are out as part of the Stafford Toy Fair video that I did. Did a nice couple of shots of all my 16-bit shmups. So as a result, we've got loads of gaps in the game. So let's get these put away. But I do also, of course, now need to put away my latest Mega Drive editions, Fantasy Zone and Indiana Jones. Both the stickers off Super Fantasy Zone. There's a little bit of residue left behind, and normally I'd do a bit more to get that off, but when you're dealing with a 30-year-old piece of paper, it's very flimsy. Honestly, it's not worth the risk. It doesn't bother me. If I had more time down the line, I'd probably get the hairdryer out, but for now I'm happy that I managed to get the stickers off. That'll do, and yeah, let's get them placed on the Mega Drive shelf. Right, that's Mega Drive done. Oh, no it isn't. Shout out once again to Richard for helping me complete my copy of Boogerman. Okay, so that's pretty much everything put away that doesn't pose any immediate issues. Things that have a space have gone into the space, and now it's time to look at things that don't have a natural space. So, if we look at 360, it pretty much takes us to the end of the row, and then you do the maths, right? So we might have to create like an interim place for 360 games. Sniper Elite's just taking up room. I don't really care about this game. I just bought the collector's edition for like £5. It's one of them. Like, I kind of wish I'd never bought it because it's just in my way, but I mean, I couldn't leave it there for a £5. And then they've got Darksiders 2. I love this game. I love the collector's edition. I don't want to hide it, and you don't really save much space by doing that anyway. But theoretically, maybe the 360 games would fit. Yeah. So they do fit, so that could just be a temporary measure, because like I say, I would ultimately, let's just get rid of that, hold on, put that like that, so that's still on display. Okay, so I found a solution. I did decide in the end to spin Darksiders around. Over time I'll try and find a better home for that so I can display it, but I decided to move the bigger box 360 games from where they were there to here. And what that done is freed up this sort of section here. So this is, you know, still bigger box stuff, steel books, sleeve covers, that kind of thing. Then the games properly are going to start from here, and then we're going to span all the way down, and that'll give me enough Xbox 360 space for all these new editions. That's 360 done. I'm really happy with how that's come together, actually. There's still a little bit of space, because I can still move these down a bit. It's allowed me to put Saints Row at a better angle, so that's on display better than it was before. Also, with these big boxes moving down here, it looks better, because as you can still see slightly, with the shelf hack that we've done, with a bit of trunking behind to keep these flat, some of the special editions are all different sizes, right? And it just looked a bit ugly, all different things hanging off there. So yeah, loads of positives. There's always a solution, guys. You just got to find it.
Okay, so for my own sanity, I decided to have a quick break from playing Games Room Tetris whilst I open this gift that was kindly sent to me by Strictly Limited Games. This was a belated birthday gift. They sent me an email. Massive shout out to Strictly Limited Games. I actually know what this is, full disclosure, because it was on like the email that I received as part of the shipping information. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. So let's open it. I've switched out the knife after much criticism about the various different things I've used to open boxes with. Steak knives, machetes. So yeah, I've gone with the old faithful, the Stanley. So let's do that. Let's see what's inside. Oh man, I'm so happy about this. We'll look at that in a minute. So this is the collector's edition of Drainus. So this scrolling shmup, developed by Team Ladybug, was originally released in 2022 and subsequently has had a Nintendo Switch release. Inspired by Ikaruga and Gradius, this is just one of them games that just looks fantastic. As soon as I saw that they'd announced this, it was one that I had my eye on. I love what they've done with the art presentation. They've kind of kept it somewhat simplistic, which sometimes you need in a shmup, right? So you can focus exactly what's going on the screen. And I think one of the big mechanics is the ability that you got to drain from your enemies, hence the name Drainus. You can sort of use their weapons against them. So as they're firing against you, you can use that to charge your own weapon, and as I say, then use that against them. There's loads of like upgrades and things that you can do in this game as well. You get like additional sockets and things that you can add to your ship, and it's just one of them games that by all accounts is very, very good. Over on Steam, this actually got a 10 out of 10. And yeah, just one of them games that I'm really excited to play. We'll be adding it to my ever-increasing backlog, which, you know, gang members will be able to help me out with in due course, because I'm going to need some help in dictating what games I'll play next, right? Because yeah, it's getting crazy the amount of games that I'm dying to play. Let's get this opened. So you can see on the outer sleeve, it's got that really nice like matte finish, so it's a good job my hands are clean. Okay, let's see what's inside. Before we go inside, we will show you what was also in the box. So there's like a Drainus postcard, and the standard strictly limited sticker. Okay, let's open it then. So is it, how does it open? Oh, I love these carded boxes. You know them like magnetic ones? There's something satisfying about that, right? At least I think there is. My small mind is mightily impressed by things like that. So yeah, we open it up. You can see straight away the artwork, it looks like the hanger from the game, I assume. Okay, so there's loads of goodies in here. We've got the soundtrack. There's a pin, I think like an enamel pin. A patch. And this looks really cool. So this is like, I had a quick look what came with the collector's edition, and this is almost like a display piece. So you know, like, what would you call it? Like it's like a mobile, would you say? So you sort of like a display piece that you put on the wall, it'll sort of hang down. There's probably a better word for it, right? But yeah, it's like, I think it's like acrylic. Really nice like addition that. It's outside of the sort of standard stuff that you get in collector's editions. What else have we got in here? There's a lot in here. Okay, so we've got what looks like a poster. Yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, really nice poster. And it's twin-sided as well. And look at that artwork. This reminds me of a Hyper Trigger X thumbnail, right? Shout out to Dylan. Really nice artwork, as you'd expect from a shmup. Lovely piece that. And what is a material book and manga. Again, full book. So it looks like it's a combination, yeah. So it's a combination of both a manga, but also like an art book. Oh, it's really nice. Real high quality look. All the different characters. And I think there are quite a few character elements to this game. Some shmups you just sort of play through it as a shmup, but with this one I think there is a bit of dialogue, there's a few characters, there's actually a storyline to it. But from the reviews I've seen, it's not one that outstays its welcome. But yeah, I mean, look at this. How beautiful this is. Wow, I'm going to have a good look at that later on. And then of course, last but not least, the game itself. So let's open this up. There's my trusty knife. I don't have to pull the machete out. Stop upsetting people again. Here we go. Got the Stanley. Okay, so you open it up and there's another manual. So you get a good bang for your buck with this. More artwork. And is it colour? Yeah. Another full colour manual up. All the buttons and all the information. What a great collector's edition. So many times nowadays you just get like just a soundtrack or just a picture, right? And what I like about it is there's so much stuff, but they've managed to condense it into a nice small box. It's not one that's going to take up like too much room in your games room, which, as we've learned today already, get spaces at a premium, right? But yeah, shout out, massive shout out to the people at Strictly Limited. So this collector's edition, I believe, is limited worldwide to just 1,500 copies. I think there's less than 40% of those left in stock. The standard edition of the game is actually sold out, which is no surprise when it comes to shooters, right? Shmups regularly sell out and then they sort of flip for higher values down the line. So yeah, there are still copies of this available. I just want to take a minute to give a massive shout out to the people over at Strictly Limited Games. I mean, yeah, for a game company to be sending me birthday gifts is never a position that I envisage myself being in, and it's definitely one I don't take lightly. It's hugely appreciated. As you go down this sort of YouTube journey, you will get more people contact you about sending you stuff, and often it's not relevant, and often they'll want you to jump through hoops and sign waivers and say this and do that in order for you to use your audience that you've worked hard to gain the trust of to share their product, and it just doesn't fly with me. And what I love about companies like Strictly Limited is they've not asked me to do anything. They've not asked me to show this on my channel. I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because it's relevant. It's something that I'm going to love and enjoy. And I'll also be giving an honest review when I get time to play it. So yeah, I want to give another massive shout out to Strictly Limited. And if there are any other companies out there watching, do what they do, right? Be polite, show respect, send something because you've got confidence in the product, that you are happy to let somebody give the honest review on it. Don't try and get me to sign waivers and this and that to talk about your desk, okay? We don't play that at the Retro Ghetto, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, massive, massive thank you to the people at Strictly Limited Games, and let's add this to the backlog. I'll be giving you guys my full, honest opinion on this game as and when I get to it. But yeah, as I say, Ghetto gang members will be able to help me out with that because the backlog is getting serious. Right, nice little break. Let's get back into sorting out this room. Before, I'm going to treat myself. I think it's a treat. Once I finish doing this, we're going to open that other box, which I'm a little bit apprehensive about, right? You'll see when we get to it. But yeah, thanks again. Let's go. Okay, so all that's left is Xbox One, some Switch, PS4, and then mostly like big box stuff. However, a lot of it is dependent upon what I do with a newly situated shelf. So I'm going to play around with a few ideas. The reason being is if games end up going here, it's going to free up space, which will then subsequently allow me to put some of that stuff away. So I'm going to lock in what I'm doing with this before I decide to then put that away. The Mario All-Stars box, it fits great, right? I'm not sold that that's where I want it. I don't think it's the best use of that space, but I mean, it was one thing that I was playing around with in my mind. One of many, so let's try a few others. The other option, of course, is my bulkies, Sagat and Ryu. That was my initial thought when I first bought this unit. That was what I thought would go there, and to be honest, it looks great. I love them being on display. I really wanted them where you can see them because I love them that much, so I think they're definitely front runners. And what that would do is obviously free up that space to put the Wii U stuff back, and maybe another couple of big box pieces in there as well. Honestly, I don't even know if it's worth trying anything else, just because I love how it looks. Yeah, I think they look great, and you get loads of different angles with them being situated in the middle of the room, which is what these figures are all about. My other option was I was going to think about putting Switch games there, but to be honest, even 2 rows wouldn't future-proof me. There wouldn't be much room to grow, if any, so don't think that was a reasonable idea. The other thing I was thinking about was putting these 2 PlayStation Collector's Editions there, but I just don't think they're colourful enough, right? There's no way it'll look as good as that. So they can just stay there for now. And I think, yeah, sometimes things just work, right?
Yeah, man. I really need to stop staring at them. Right, I've been busy. I've decided for now, at least, to just put a few more collector's editions here. We've got some of the big box Switch shmup stuff. Finally got Super Metroid on display. Overhangs a little bit, but my OCD can just about live with that. It's nice to free Metroid because, yeah, that's been sort of stuck behind Ryu for the longest time, and a game like that deserves to be on display to some point. The Switch things might move because I've got a plan. I've been sitting here scratching my chin, formulating a plan as to how we can solve all my issues. I'm thinking Xbox One goes where Switch is now, and that should be enough height as well for all the sort of Xbox One's collector's editions and stuff. Switch would then get moved across to down here, and the way I would free up room for the Switch is with this. So VHS and largely hip-hop CDs could drop down to here. The only thing here at the moment is Lego. I'd like to keep the Lego in here, but if there's no room for it, it's expendable to some extent. So CDs and VHS could drop down to that bottom shelf. That would allow me at least, I think, 2 shelves here for Nintendo Switch. Obviously it's one of my prized collections, or it will be as it grows. And it'd be nice to have it right here to hand, because it's one of the, it probably is the system that I play the most. So yeah, it'd be nice. Whilst the red spines are nice to look at down there, it's not going to do any harm to have it here as well. So the only issue that would cause is PlayStation 3, because PlayStation 3 is at capacity. But there are some bigger box collector's editions down at the end, so we might potentially have to just move a few of those around as we did with the 360 collection. But I think that's a bit of a plan, to be honest. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I've done it, but what an ugly bunch of games Xbox One is. There's so like lack of uniformity between, you know, like the sleeve covers and steelbooks and stuff. I'm not looking at that. It's an eyesore. So what I'm going to do is switch it for GameCube. I'd rather have GameCube on display anyway. So yeah, we'll switch those two around now. And there we go, loads better. This bigger shelf down here allowed me to stand up the Halo Collector's Edition as well. So yeah, much better all round. One thing I did somehow forget though, hiding down here, was Auto Modelista. So let's readjust PS2 again. This is what I hate about Lego. Found a little home for it, and as I put it in, another job added to the list. So I've moved the VHS, but I underestimated the size of that shelf there, so I'm never going to get VHS and CDs in, which gives me a bit of a dilemma in terms of where the CDs are going to go. I think for now I'm just going to hide CDs behind the SNES console. I'll just start stacking them all behind there so I've got access to play them, and we'll worry about maybe displaying them a bit better another day. We'll figure something out down the line, but for now I want to make Switch the priority, of course. Okay, so I've created a couple of clear shelves with which to work with. I'm hoping I can get 2 rows of Switch games. I should be able to, but I'd like to have a little bit more space on one for like the bigger box stuff. So yeah, I'm going to play around with this and see what we can do. Okay, all the Switch games are in. It could look neater. I need to do some more of that trunking. I'll get some next week to stop the games from being pushed back, to keep them nice and in line. Obviously I'm going to continually grow the Switch collection, so this shelf will be full soon. It's a shame I couldn't incorporate just another half an inch, just in terms of getting the collector's editions in, but I'm going to maybe play around with it a little bit more and see if we can do that. Okay, so I've been soul searching, and I think I've come up with a new idea. Thinking PlayStation 3 can be moved, so because it's in sections, right? So you've got the old school red label PS3. That can go where Switch is now. Then sleeve covers, steelbooks can go underneath that. So that would pretty much free up almost 2 rows here. Yeah. So Switch can go there and run across, because I like the thought of it flowing all the way across, like a nice red stripe running across the room, similar to the green we've got with the 360. And what could theoretically do is drop 361. Both of those could be dropped down 1. All 3 of them could theoretically be dropped down 1. That would allow space for collector's editions and things as well. So I think that's a plan. more work, but a better idea. You'd have thought I'd have learned by now that every job is bigger than you think. I'm going to actually replace the whole shelves because these have already got the trunking on, and the trunking for the PS3 would be sized differently to a Switch cartridge, which is Switch box, which is significantly smaller, but I'm getting there, I think. Finally, that's all of those shelves done. It took me a long time because I had to drop all the shelves down. Both shelves got dropped by one placement on the Billy bookcase just to accommodate everything, but it's worked out really well because I've got room for Switch to grow. There's room for PlayStation 3 to grow, which I didn't have any before. There's also room for like the old school PS3 or the PS3 Classics to grow. There's room for big box stuff and steelbooks to grow. There's room for Xbox 360 to grow. Yeah, it's worked out perfectly. Really happy with how it's come together.
Okay, now that the Switch games are finally done, I'm going to reward myself with this. Well, I don't know if reward's the right word. I guess we'll find out shortly. A company reached out to me about this, and I was initially apprehensive, but then I thought, you know what? It'll be fun to do on the channel. So we're going to get into it. I want to say right now that if you're interested in what is in this box without spoiling it, you get 15% off your first order with code RETROGhetto, all capitals. But yeah, I'm going to keep a bottle of water next to me. So, let's just see what I can see first, then we'll talk about what it is. Okay, here we go. So, as you can see, treats. Explore the world through food. So to my knowledge, this is, I thought it was like Chinese-based snacks. I'll be honest, I don't know all that much information about it. It's not video game related, so it's not something that I have any real knowledge of. But let me just have a quick look here. Trytreats.com. And as I say, yeah, it's coupon code RETROGhetto, all one word, all capitals, for 15% off your first box purchased if you use my link in the description below. Okay, so I don't know what this is. This is why I've been a bit dubious, because Mrs. Ghetto would probably say I'm a fussy eater. I would say I'm at a point in time where I know what I like. And I always think to myself, you know, like when you see those challenges on like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, like eating kangaroo testicles and whatnot. That ain't me. I'd have to go home. I don't like eating things that I don't like, right? I wouldn't say I'm adventurous when it comes to my culinary side of things, so I really don't know what to expect. Right, okay. This is what we've got. So, I think, this could really embarrass me here. I think that's Korea, right? My knowledge of flags comes pretty much entirely from playing football video games. But I'm pretty sure we're in Korea. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got some information. What we got? Yep, Korea, I was right. Welcome to South Korea. This month's treats come to you from South Korea. South Korea is located partly in Asia, blah, 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 blah. Korea's largest snack companies were formed during Korea's period of economic growth, and in the process, Korean snack companies developed an array of amazing snacks, such as choco pies, blah, 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 blah. If you want to know any more information, pause it now. And then there's fun facts on Korea. And there's also an ingredient on the back to make Korean dishes. And then it says what's inside. And you can rank your best and your worst. So you know what, it's quite fun, isn't it? You know, if this is something you want to do with your family, your kids, your partner, I guess it is quite fun. It might be fun for you guys watching me eat some of this stuff. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect. So I'm going to try a bit of everything on this video. And let's get into it. So, we've got Happy Moments Choco Pie. I mean, surely this can't be bad, right? It's a bit soft. Right. No, that's not for me. It's not horrible. But it's not great. It's like the texture. If you ever has your mum ever bought snacks from that in proper discount places? She used to put them in my lunchbox back in the day. There used to be one around me called IC Discounts. Reminds me of that. Not great, that one. Next, we've got butter coconut sweet biscuit. I like butter. I like coconut. It's a biscuit, right? So hopefully the texture's going to be a bit better. One right at the top. It's already broken. It's got the look of a Garibaldi about it. Alright. Decent. Not like full of flavour, but it'll be nice to dip with a cup of tea then. Butter coconut, they're okay. I'll eat them. What is that? That looks dubious. I'm going to save that. Oh, this is worrying me a little bit. Best choice, custard cream cake. I mean, custard's the sort of thing that goes off, right? I'm a big fan of custard. I even like cold custard. But I mean, how long has this custard been sat here? Let's have a go. It's alright. It just threw me because I've never seen custard like that. It's more like a cream, like a filling, as opposed to an actual custard. Quite nice though. Yeah, that's a winner. Custard cream cake, that's alright. We'll have that. Okay, next. There's a lot in here. This isn't in English, I've got no idea. There's a bloke asleep under a tree. And what looks like, it looks like them Kellogg's Crave, you know, them bit cereals that have got like chocolate in the middle. I'm enjoying this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad I accepted it now. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, they look like these are cereals, aren't they? They must be, right? Maybe they need milk, I don't know. The filling's nice, but I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on that at all. First sip of water, actually. It's not bad. There's just like a bit of a funny taste to the like the outer casing of it. No, I won't want it anymore then. Right, next. Look at that. Choco Boy. What looks like magic mushrooms. Oh, let's have some mushrooms. If this is the end of the vlog, you know it went well. Choco Boy. Some of this marketing would not fly in the UK, would it? Mushrooms. It's just a little... Sorry, it reminds me of like, you know, them little dip things. What do you get? You know what I'm talking about, right? You open up the packet and you've got like the chocolate and the little fingers that you dip in. I mean, the biscuit's not great. Chocolate itself, pretty nice actually. Yeah, a lot of it's quite similar, like chocolate and biscuit. Have we already had these? No. This looks dubious. I've got no idea what it is whatsoever. Oh, I'm not sure about the smell of that. I don't know if it's the fear of the unknown, you know, because I don't know what's in it. It's dead crumbly as well. Oh. I think it's nuts. I'm not sure about that at all. The fact I don't know what it is isn't helping. But it's a strange flavour. It almost tastes like potato. I know it's not, but... No. No. That's not for me. I'll tell Mrs. Ghetto that one's dead nice. I'll watch her reaction. Right. This is noodles. Obviously I won't be trying these now. I'll let you know in due course. It says it's bulgogi flavour. Anybody know what bulgogi is? Looks revolting. I'm going to do the revolting one now, so I've got time to have something else to cleanse my palate after. Toasted seaweed. This is one of them things where if I was not filming for the vlog, I won't be eating this. I don't actually smell that bad. I don't smell anything. Oh no. Hang on. I mean, if your food comes with a silica gel do not eat on it, I'm not sure that's selling it to me really. What is this? Ah, oh, look at that. Looks like something you get at Quality Street in. I mean, I might be getting this all wrong. This might be something you're supposed to cook. I've got no idea. Toasted seaweed. Oh no. Oh no, it's just... Oh, it's revolting. Oh, that's disgusting. Do you know what? It didn't really smell of anything. I just thought it was going to taste of nothing. I was just about to say it don't really taste of anything. And then this taste. Oh, my fingers stink. Oh no. I'm not a big fish lover anyway. I'm not a big fish eater. It smells like fish. Like, strong. My hands stink. That is disgusting. What I might try and do is give Little Man one later after school. See if we can film it. Because yeah, that's vile. Okay, so we've got two things left. This one, again, looks very ominous. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's in a black and white packet. It's got to be better than toasted seaweed. Oh, hello. Oh, yeah. I think we've got a winner here. Look at that. That's what I want to see. Chocolate cookie. It's probably got seaweed in it or something, isn't it? I mean, I say it's not as nice as it looks, but I'll definitely finish that off with a cup of tea. Yeah man, that's a winner. Another one of them, keep that. Right, last one. I saved this one purposely because it looked like fruity and I thought, nice palate cleanser at the end of the meal. But now, I'm starting to think that might have been a mistake. So initially it looks like a little cutesy strawberry snack, right? But it says strawberry corns. Is that like strawberry crisps? Let's get the chocolate out. I don't know what to expect with this. They package everything like dead, like there's loads of air in it, you know, compared to like our stuff. It makes it hard to open. Just pop it. Right, we're in. They smell really nice. It smells like strawberry, but I'm struggling, if I'm being honest, to think that that could be nice. It looks like a strawberry what's it. I mean, they're alright. It tastes like strawberry, but it's a strange sensation. Because your brain telling you it's a crisp. It's a what's it, right? But it's not. Well, it is. This is why I don't do food reviews. You know what, they're alright. It's a strange... It's a strange combination, strawberry Wotsits, I'll be honest, but it doesn't taste bad. It's just weird with the texture, but that's everything. Do you know what? I enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed watching it. Apart from that seaweed, nah. I'm going to try and get Little Man eating one of them later. we'll catch his reaction. But yeah, man, I did enjoy it. If you want to try something similar, as I say, they've sent that code for us, Retro Ghetto in capitals. Use the link that will be in the description below. 15% off, and I'm going to go and brush my teeth and crack on. Right, little man's back. You want a chocolate biscuit?
Yeah.
You just got to try one of these green crisps first. Yeah? Good boy. Have a big bite of that.
Big one.
Yeah, just bite it. Is it nice?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Right, let's get you a biscuit then. Let's get you a chocolate biscuit. Happy with them, yeah? Good lad.
Oh, you're being funny.
Can you believe it was seaweed?
Yeah. Hated it.
Do you want some more?
Yeah, it's disgusting seaweed.
That's what you're having for your dinner, mate.
I'm not having disgusting seaweed.
Okay, whilst Seaweed Boy is dying on Mario, I'm going to get some of these stickers taken off these PS4 games. And then we've got to make space for them on another shelf that currently has no more room at the end. Okay, so I was able to create some space on this shelf by moving some of the PlayStation 3 big box games. So I put the PlayStation 3 big box stuff up here and one there. Just freed up a bit of space. They're interchangeable as and when I need them for the growing PS3 set. But as I say, it did allow me to put in some of the new PlayStation 4 editions, and there's still a little bit more room to grow without having to get rid of the Killzone Hellgast helmet. And guys, we're almost there. Just a few little more bits to put away. Then we can have a good clean, good hoover, and this room will be better than it's ever been before. Now I remember why I don't have Lego sets in the room. They're not worth the headache. Minifigures is the way forward for me. Like, I just can't keep up with the constant maintenance. You breathe near a Lego set, it breaks, and I ain't got it in me to keep fixing it, so. Too jazzy. Good night, room.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, it's the next day, and guys, I was working till the late hours last night getting this room done. Yeah, I'm really happy. We've got everything put away. All the shelves have been rearranged so I'm future-proofed, and I can breathe a big sigh of relief that, yeah, the games room's where I want it to be. As I say, I've not been happy with the room since Theo and Slimehouse TV came. Since then, I've had to make a few changes. When you add games and stuff at the rate that I do, you have to constantly rearrange the room, but yeah, it always feels so much nicer in here when everything's away. And with the addition of this from IKEA, like, everything away. Because this used to be the little area that I never filmed, right? I'd always try and film around it because this was where all my recording stuff would sit, and pickups and that kind of thing. But yeah, we're now 100% happy. Everything's where it should be. Delighted that this, yeah, the vision of how I wanted those to look, it's even better in reality. Really happy with that. And as we've seen, all these shelf changes, switching out GameCube. Last week we did the Game Boy stuff, adding the bits to the PlayStation wall. I did actually fix the Lego in the end. Man, I don't want to talk about that. The Switch stuff all running down here. Eventually I want to have this wall of red running all the way down. Yeah, everything ended up getting moved because that's what happens. You move one shelf, every shelf has to follow. And yeah, just absolutely delighted with the room being back to how I want it. Really, really happy to get that done. But yeah, I've got a parcel. I've got a gift. So let's go and take a look at this. Okay, so this gift has come courtesy of Dylan over at Hyper Trigger X. Shout out to you, sir. Dylan recently gifted me this Dylan's very much a connoisseur, right, when it comes to visual quality and cables and all that kind of good stuff. And let's just say he wasn't overly impressed with my setup. I literally just plug it in the TV, right? So he sent me this. He said I'll get a much better picture on my Super Nintendo by using a SCART. So he sent me this, but then I also needed an additional like attachment for the Super Nintendo itself. So that's in here. But he also said he sent me a couple of other gifts. So yeah, let's take a quick look at this, shall we? I actually repaid the favour to Dylan. I sent him something. I won't spell what that is. It's something I'm sure he'll be showing on his channel. But make sure you go and head over to Hyper Trigger X if you're not already. Show some love. So let's, yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's in here. Okay, so we've got a note. Right, okay, so I'll read that after because it kind of gives away what's in here. Right, okay, so I've got this cable. I don't know. Right, okay, so this will go in the back of the Super Nintendo, right? And then we've got the SCART functionality. And then there's also, I don't know what this is for. I'll have to drop Dylan a message. Let's say this is not my realm of expertise at all. But what I do know is it'll probably make my picture better. And we'll check it out on next week's vlog, see if I can, we'll do like a before and after. Right, okay, so Dylan saw that I recently had the Yoshi figure. That's what he said on the note. So basically what he's done is he's thrown in the whole collection, I think it is, of the McDonald's Mario toys. Very kind of him to do that. They're all sat in here as well. And yeah, I'll be finding a room for a few of these in the 3.0, and I'm sure little man will claim a couple of these as well. Very kind of you, as always, Dylan. Make sure you go and check out Hyper Trigger X on YouTube. And that is gonna pretty much do it. I do need to give this away, this box copy of Stunt Race. Let me know in the comments what your favourite Super Nintendo racing game is. Let me know in the comments. I'll pick a winner over on next week's vlog. But yeah, what a week it's been. I'm so happy to have this room how I want it. Honestly, I can't tell you guys how much better it makes me feel walking in here, knowing there isn't a pile of mess sort of needing to be sorted out, right? It just feels like how it should feel walking into a games room, just like a nice place to be. And yeah, you can't put a price on that. What a week it's been, as I say, making you guys aware of the impending mini Ghetto. Remember to let me know in the comments what we need to be calling mini Ghetto, or will we just adopt mini Ghetto? I don't know. But yeah, obviously myself and Mrs. Ghetto are absolutely delighted, and we're delighted in being able to share the news with you guys as well. I'm also delighted to share the news of the Ghetto Gang going live. Again, the link will be in the description below. Anybody that is able to support what we're doing here at the channel is massively appreciated. As I say, it'll just free me up some time from the real world so that I can dedicate time to doing this, to doing these videos, doing what I love, and progressing the Retro Ghetto in every way possible. I'm going to be announcing the first video game to invest in over on that platform this week as well. So yeah, make sure you're checking out the link in the description below to join the Ghetto Gang. But as always, guys, just for watching, supporting everything, I can't thank you good people enough. I appreciate everybody that watches, especially those that take the time to watch to this point. I know it's probably been a long video this week. Yeah, there's been so much going on in here. Next week, we're probably going to get out and do some game hunting again, right? Let's go and hit up some charity shops. Maybe we'll go another again on the car boot, right? We'll try again. But yeah, there's always loads to look forward to. And the CEX parcel that hasn't arrived, I only just remembered. Right, so there's a CEX parcel that hasn't arrived. And since then, I've made another order. It's one of the most expensive games I've ever bought. What I've done is used all the vouchers that we amassed from the car boot and the return of Mr. Nuts. So yeah, there's a couple of real heavy hitters. At this point, it might even be a Wednesday video, right? So make sure you keep it locked to the Retro Ghetto. Don't miss that CEX lottery. It's a big one. Thank you all so much for watching. Play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Right, let's get you a biscuit then. Let's get you a chocolate biscuit.